Out of the devastation of the incredible storm of Katrina and Rita, the two great hurricanes of 2005, and the pictures you saw, a group of pastors clustered together in the Springfield area were pushed to create an idea to respond immediately. And as a result, Hands of Hope was created. I served as one of the original coordinators of the event. My good friend, Reverend Sylvester Weatherall, came together and we had an idea. Working together with a cluster of churches, we got together on the grounds of Springfield First United Methodist Church. We held the Hands of Hope event. It was a single-day event to bring churches together. It was open to the entire community of Springfield and the area. We gathered food and all kinds of things. People came out. We raised tons of money that day. Some $40,000 of money. Resources were sent down to help rebuild after Hurricane Katrina and Rita. But then in 2008, Hands of Hope had been silent for a few years. It came to our attention through a partnership between the Illinois Great Rivers Conference and the Liberia Annual Conference that there was this war-torn nation of Liberia. Our district at the time, the Sangamon River District, had a responsibility of working with the Wayala District. My superintendent, Jerry King, came to me and said, Pastor Troy, we got a need. And I need to raise money to kind of help my partner over there, the Reverend Pay Cooper Mundalo. Would you meet him and hear his vision? I met Reverend Pay, and a vision came forth to build a district center that you're seeing. That became the center of a great movement of God. You see right there, Reverend Pay Cooper. You see the team building this center of hope. And you literally see God doing an amazing thing. You see Bishop Enos there in the middle of the progress checking out to see. You see my brother Pay, he's ripped. Look at him, making his blocks, the superintendent. There's St. Peter's United Methodist Church, the only church left after the war. Soon after the war, Decatur helped build the first part of the John Wesley Elementary School. And at this time, we're having the big event. We had another one-day event. And that one-day event, the same kind of event, we raised over $140,000. That money was sent to build that $50,000 district center. And then all the extra money was used to hold crusades in Salala, Totata, and community number 7. That first year, Roger and I went just to see things. You're seeing the Second Kiai Church. That's in the Banga district. It's another district. That church was war-torn, and you could see the walls where the bombs blew it up during the war. We went to see that church, and Hands of Hope has built them a new church today. On that trip in 2009, we got to see there the district center completed. We dedicated it. We had a march from the center of town, a great service for the district conference. Over 1,000 were gathered. We started the march from the middle of the village to include everyone. And during the week, during the worship time, people gave their lives to Christ. It was incredible. We had baptisms, and you see the gathered members of the Wayala district celebrating Pastor Roger there. That's our students that are the pastors of Salala, Totata, and number 7. We found those students, and they went to school, and then we came back in 2010. The whole crusades. You see the district gathering there at Wayala. You see in the back there the John Wesley High School built by the Springfield First United Methodist Church. And you see in this year, our whole group's coming in, a team of 13. Mother Beth there, Reverend Pay and I coming to a district celebration. It's another year since we built the district center. Life is coming back to this region. It was war-torn, but now it's not just St. Peter's. It's the district parsonage. It's the elementary school and now a new high school. And there's even a clinic being built on the grounds. And you see us at the crusade with Roger Ross there in the middle, sharing the gospel. You see the screen in the back where we showed the Jesus film. That's St. Thomas United Methodist Church. That's one of the churches that Reverend Pay Mundalo started. And it's one of the first churches we rebuilt after the war. You see Jean Webster, one of our core nurses from Springfield First Methodist Church. And she's just working with the kids. And you can see how the kids just get around us and flog us. The old prayer hut that used to be where the soccer field is today. And you see us setting up to do a revival, a crusade at Salala, and then we went to Totata, and we went on to number 7. And in all 3 places, hundreds came to Jesus Christ. Hundreds were baptized. This is a parsonage we built in the Banga district at Suakoka, and you see the bullets up in the upper part of the church there from the war. This is the group from Freeman Reserve. We built churches at Grimes Farm, Freeman Reserve, Bong Mines, Second Kiai, Grimes Farms, Totata, Salala, number 7, and more coming. Then I moved to Community Faith Church. When I came here, we had a wonderful gift of medical talent, educational talent. So we went and took that empty building that the Norwegians had built, and we had our first clinic medical mission. We went down the first time with a team of about 15, led by Dr. Jeff Parks, our medical director. And when we showed up, there had been thousands waiting for 3 days because the doctors had arrived. Hope was coming. You can see on the school porch, we have all these people waiting because we had Dr. Akimi Omana, our HOH chief of surgery, running an eye clinic. There's only 3 other eye guys in the whole country that do eye surgery, and he was there. You see kids with cataracts, just amazing things. And this old man was a nurse that we saw his sight restored so he could go back to work. Dr. Omana doing critical surgery on a boy. Shelly Alley, a nurse from Marion Eye Center. You can see right there, the church we started in Sala last year at Crusade, now we're breaking grounds on it a year later. That church that we started now is getting a building. That's community number 7, community faith number 7. And that church was also the previous year started at Crusade, and we're breaking ground. You can see the people waiting for the clinic all night, hours, the I team. And now Hands of Hope today. In the last couple years, we have exploded. I moved to community faith here, and God really moved. And so God set on our heart to change it again. Hands of Hope began with Katrina Rita, on with the Sangamon River District, then to community faith, but now we're the Hands of Hope Foundation. We also have Hands of Hope Foundation in Liberia, and we've started taking educational, medical, surgical, and we're still doing the crusades and starting churches. Dr. Parks sharing the gospel out front, introducing his clinic staff. We turned St. Peter's United Methodist Church last year into a surgical center. That's the first time I think those floors have been cleaned. And half of it would be supplies, and over half of it we'd be doing eye surgeries. Over 100 eye cases were done there. You see our Hope Scholars assisting with the patient. You see Dr. Kukula, Martin Leventis from ProHealth, Dr. Nakanga, Dr. Kukula, again from Ganta, and Dr. Umana. We had a dentist last year. We thank you for our brother Ambrose, and he pulled literally 147 teeth and saw all of our wonderful students. There's Shelly Alley again, preparing people for surgery. Dr. Umana checking out patients and getting them pretty ready for surgery. And this year, it was amazing. We had a full eye surgical team. We brought a multi-$100,000 eye scope thanks to Hospital Mission Sisters, and we thank God for them. And that, look at that, the blind are seeing. It's truly amazing grace. We have Scott Boss, a nurse anesthetist, working there and getting our patients ready. And you can see the patients waiting to go to surgery at C.H. Rainey Hospital, where ProHealth International is working with us. And that's the son you see before of one of our pastors that had appendectomy, Reverend Pay. That's his granddaughter in the Lord being born. And a child here that Chris Nelson. And BK, our head pharmacist that provides all of our drugs in country. Dr. Ojo from ProHealth. And you're seeing SIH Hospital's incredible gift of the ultrasound in the first ultrasound workshop. It made a difference. It literally saw 50 patients a day. And now you're seeing Hands Up working with education. Our John Wesley Scholars. These are early elementary scholars. We followed them since preschool. Many of them now in first and second grade. We have 47 children that we sponsor. And almost literally 37 are directly sponsored, with the remainder 10 being sponsored by our Change for Africa offering. You're now seeing our Hope Scholars. These are kids that have graduated John Wesley and are now going to college. And they're going to college to be pastors, teachers, medical professionals, and at the end of their time, they'll come back and work in the district. 1 year served for every year of school. And now you're seeing Hands of Hope Bulgaria. Liberia wasn't enough. We became aware of what was happening in Bulgaria, this tragedy with orphans and the abuse and the neglect. And a good friend of mine, Nina Shull, called me and said, Pastor, you know I'm from Bulgaria. I've got to do something. Nina was my worship director way back at Waterloo. And she called me 10 years later, just as I'd come back from Africa, and I said, if you'll come now, we'll hear your vision. She brought a vision of working with the Church of God in Bulgaria and Hope for the Little Ones Foundation, a foundation that's building small, loving houses for children. They're kind of orphanage, but they're small orphanages of 8 to 10 kids. They can take 15 to 20 a year. In about 4 to 6 months, they rotate them out. And these homes have loving care. And literally, they get these kids replaced into great, loving Christian homes. We thank God for Hope for the Little Ones, and we're working with Nina right now to try to build more. This is the first one, and with $60,000, we're going to add another one. And then we hope to add another one and another one. And we're bringing hope to the children of Bulgaria as well. We're excited about working with Reverend Vinci and the Church of God there in Bulgaria, and we'll be going over there in June and hope to soon see the first Hope for the Little Ones house in partnership with Hands Up. You can see Hands Up today, right now, with a wonderful gift from Springfield First Methodist Church. We began with $34,000 to build a new surgical center out back of the Wayla Medical Center. We're not just stopping with what we have. We're going on toward a hospital status. This center's under construction, you see. The roof's being constructed. And with just $32,000 more, we can complete it with 2 full ORs capable of 2 cases each, labor and delivery room, recovery ward, and we soon hope to build some additional ward space. We have surgical microscopes, we have endoscopes going, we have all kinds of wonderful equipment, neonatal. We'll be able to do wonderful things there. You see the supplies we sent last year, a 40-foot container, and this year again we plan on sending another 40-foot container. Those cost about $12,000 to send, but those medical supplies, you see the surgical packs, the medicines and things, run our clinic and our surgical center for a year. Plus we provide enough resources to support Kakata, CH Rainey Hospital, and we also sent wonderful truckloads to Ganta United Methodist Hospital. And we just received, thanks be to God, from Baptist Hospital in Memphis, Tennessee, the gift of a Leonardo da Vinci operating system. We're sending that to Nigeria sometime this year, and right now you're watching the generator, a 160 kilowatt generator that we're taking this year to power the entire Wayla Medical Center. Of course, we're digging fresh water wells. Every church we start, we put a water well there because water is life. When we built the St. Thomas, Salalog, Freeman Reserve, number 7, when we built the district center here, we had to put one, and then the school grew to 1,000. We had to add a second one. And even now with the medical surgical center coming, we hope to buy and build a surgical tower with a 750-gallon water tank. You're seeing St. Thomas Church there, and again St. Peter today. And look at that church. That's Community of Faith Church at Salalog. And St. Thomas again, under construction. And you see this beautiful church at number 7. They'll finish stuccoing it and painting it. In just a few months it'll be complete. And this is the groundbreaking on another project. Breaking ground at Community Faith number 7 Church. And Hands of Hope, with one of our nurses from last year's trip, Ed Heath, him and his father worked with a group in Peru, and they came to us after the trip and said, anything we could do to help. So Hands of Hope said through Ed Heath, we'll go to Peru with you. And thanks to our good friends at Crosslink International, Crosslink Memphis, we were able to provide the medical supplies for Ed's trip to Peru this last year. They touched many lives deep in the bush. And you can see we're changing lives through our work with Pastor's Wife, with Christina Umana, through our work in the churches. Look at that family gathered for worship outside of one of our new churches. And then our John Wesley students. And yes, we're still doing the crusades. We're sharing the gospel. People's lives were changed. In that crusade, over 300 people gave their life to Christ. And now you see the baptisms. And if you look at those baptisms, people's lives are being changed. Right there is a young man there, Muhammad. He's a teacher at the school that was a Muslim, but he gave his life to Jesus. And they're getting baptized. And we're dancing with them. That's another group. Every time you see those, the church is born. Roger and I are just amazed at what God's done with a vision that started a few years ago to do a little something at Katrina Rita. And now Hands of Hope Foundation is stepping into the future. Come and go with us. The Hands of Hope Foundation, we got so much to do. We'd love to have you. God bless.